I had another bookmark, abandoned the novel again here in December 2015. This is from the Ravenloft book series, fantasy, horror. It's in the realm, it's in the world of Dungeons and Dragons. Just to kind of go over things in here, not to get too specific either. This is a realm of Dungeons and Dragons that's kind of more horror and fantasy. There's vampires and elves and whatnot, and that's our lead character, an elf turned vampire named Jander Sunstar. I can't really get into specifics with character and everything because your mind will be boggled if I get too much into it. I was even boggled reading it because it takes place over several centuries and it goes through generations of different peasants. Let's kind of start from the beginning here. So, like I said, our main character is this guy on the front here. That's Jander Sunstar, an elf turned vampire who's been a vampire for centuries. He's well scholared and reads a lot of books, and he has a lot of sophistication to him. But he's a guy who doesn't kill humans to eat, even though he's a vampire, you know? What he was doing for centuries was going to this asylum and draining the blood of all the maniacs, just feeding on their blood but not killing them, you know? Until one day he falls in love with this insane woman and she ends up dying, and she's like, "Go to Barovia. This is why I'm crazy like this. I blame it on this guy." And what guy is it? I got a picture of him here. Tune your eyes into this. Strahd Von... let me pronounce. Strahd Von Zarovich. He's a draconian king type. He's a vampire himself, ruling over Barovia, you know, feasting on all the peasants. And you're like, okay, he's going to be the villain of this. So Jander Sunstar eventually heads over to Barovia, and he encounters Strahd, and Strahd kind of likes his moxie and thinks that he can learn a lot from him, and he can learn a lot from him. And for most of the book, about 70% of this, it's just absolute nothing. There's no suspense, nothing driving it. You know, he's going there for revenge because the guy turned that woman crazy. And nothing happens. It's a stagnant lead character. So it took me like over a year to actually get through this. And the only reason why I didn't throw it down is because I found a new favorite author in this. I love this woman's prose. This is Christie Golden. This was her first novel from 1991. Superb prose. She really combines the nouns with the verbs in her own unique way. It's really catching and captivating, and she's done Star Trek novels, she's done Star Wars novels, she's done Starcraft novels, she's doing World of Warcraft novels, including the prequel to the movie that they're coming out with. So she's great. I just ordered the last roundup Star Trek with the original crew. Anyway, back to this book. So yeah, that's my complaint about it. And then it finally gets to the kind of the climax, and they just keep on introducing generations of different peasants. Like, I'm the king of this kin from chapter 2. And my name is Sasha. And I'm a ascetic priest, even though I'm like 21. And you're like, okay. And so he enlists Sasha to help him finally thwart Strahd. But I'm just going to go over spoilers and everything and sum it up. Their attempt is unsuccessful. And they go to the castle, they stab Strahd, and he ends up vanishing and teleporting somewhere else. And he teleports into this cave where he dwells. But it's kind of a bittersweet ending because Jander becomes part of his part of his pack of cronies at the castle. But he doesn't go on hunts with them. They go on hunts when they feast on the peasants in the area, like I was saying, in Strahd's domain. So, eventually, but Jander gets hurt because he was holding like a holy cross, which burned him and really scarred him to the point of his demise, or to the point where he was severely weakened. And then what happens is he just gives up and lets the sun kill him the next day. And Strahd lives on. And I didn't understand why she did this. Then I learned that this was an open-ended series where they were using Strahd's like a huge villain in the world of Ravenloft. So they use him for other books, and he was in a number of other books from what you could see. He's kind of like a knockoff of Dracula, but more sinister, more evil. And, so, it was pretty good final chapter, like I said. Most of it's really lame storytelling, but great prose from the woman. And this was JBM. Click on the channel for more novel reviews and horror movie reviews. I'm out. Thanks for watching.